Hello, everybody. Before we start the episode, the way we usually kick it off, it is important to tell you that for Force Play Punks, we also have an RP server. And this server is usually just for some building of chemistry behind the scenes, a little bit of like storyline drama, trying to figure out who has to fake date who and who has rivalries. Stuff that affects our gameplay, as in like maybe they dislike the prey, but doesn't necessarily overly impact it. That is not the case today. Between the last episode that you guys saw and this episode, our entire hunter group, or at least most of them, went on a rescue mission to an underground fight club. And while they were there, Princess died.
Hey, we rescued though.
That's true.
We did rescue. We did the thing we came to do.
We were successful in the rescue mission, but Princess did die.
Yeah.
She was brought back to life by the network's doctor, who went a little mad scientist. And that is why you will see Princess allegedly in front of you today. But if you're thinking, wow, what happened to this character? This is nothing like the character I've known previously. That's why. TVs across the country crackle to life as the Force Blade Punks theme music starts to play and the announcer's voice rings out. Good evening, Hunter fans and Prey fanatics. Welcome back to Season 22 of Force Blade Punks. Tonight's episode promises excitement, adrenaline, and of course, a healthy dose of violence. Don't change the channel because we promise you don't want to miss this. You love them, you hate them, or maybe you just love them. It is time to dive into this episode and meet our hunters and prey for the evening. And before that happens, the screen starts to flash and Grudge Match appears. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a very exciting thing is happening this evening, and that is that we are having a grudge match. This means that it is a knockdown drag out between a select number of hunters and the prey who hates them, or they hate, the most. So let's get our prey and hunter lineup. First, we have arson, known for their crimes of arson, murder, torture, and destruction of property. And they will be facing off against Fireball. Little known fact, arson ruined her wedding, and now she's out for revenge. Then we have the Friar. You've seen him here before. His weapon of choice is a sword, and he recently lost someone he cared about a lot to death throes. Let's see which of the two of them walks away tonight. Back by, for some reason, popular demand, we have Carrie. Now, with Carrie, it's hard to know where they want to focus their attention, but it happens to be today that Reaper is going to be facing off against Carrie. We don't know what's been brewing between them, but for those of you who caught the sleepover episode of Hunter's Life, you know that Carrie has a little crush on Reaper. Let's see if that crush morphs into violence this evening. And of course, everyone's favorite prey, the adorable kitten, is back, facing against her ex-friend turned rival, Princess. And we're going to see if today is the day that they finally finish each other. And last but not least on our lineup, Prey Darling Nepotism. We've seen the love letters you send him, mostly because he posts about them online. And this evening, he will be facing off against longtime rival, both for your affection and the affection of various women, Shiner. We don't know who's going to give the bigger beat down tonight, but we're looking forward to it. Now, of course, I'm sure you've all been wondering, where is everybody heading? Well, tonight's arena is a Western ghost town. What better place for a showdown, drag out grudge match than in the middle of this one horse town that definitely isn't big enough for any of you? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, we are going to cut to the green room and introduce the hunters. And the footage cuts to the green room where the 5 of you are gathered to start the episode, and Malady is standing there. She has a hand on Princess's shoulder, which is unusual for this, but she looks around at all of you, says, I'm very excited for today's match. It is, as you heard, a grudge match. What that means, of course, is that this fight is going to be tough for all of you. But it wouldn't be a good grudge if you didn't get a little leg up for yourselves. So we're going to let you know where the 5 prey you're looking for are hiding, although I won't tell you who is in what location. But you might be able to figure it out. So there will be prey hiding in the blacksmith shop, which has an anvil behind it on the map. There will be prey hiding in the church, which is over by the graveyard. There'll be prey hiding in the Keystone Saloon. There will be prey hiding in City Hall, the big building with the clock tower. And there will be prey in the water tower. It's up to you to decide where you think your grudge is and head there yourself. But as always, before we begin, we like to take some time for everybody to decompress in the green room. And the cameras sort of pan out and start looking at you as you are doing your various things to get ready for the match. So what is everybody doing to prepare?
Probably drinking.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say too. Shina's got a bottle of Bullet Bourbon, which is appropriate, and but it's in a Jim Beam bottle because they sponsor him. It's just a much better bottle. And he's got shot glasses lines up, and he gives a little like whistle out to the crew. It's like, hey, anybody want to get a little bit of liquid courage before you head out there?
Ripper clinks their tequila bottle to your Jim Beam bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, there
like,
you go.
bottoms up, motherfucker.
Bottoms up, motherfucker. And he'll line up like shots for everybody, and if nobody takes him up on it, he's just gonna do all of them. Like he's just kind of like, he's like, listen, I was being polite, but I'm not gonna let it go to waste.
Princess, Malady stops you from going for a shot.
She wasn't going for the shot anyway.
But Fireball, you're welcome.
No, Fireball's very focused after last episode. He's not gonna let anything distract him. So
Just as 5
thanks,
shots.
but I want to have all of my faculties.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Ripper just takes a swig of tequila from the bottle and closes it and puts it in one of the pockets of their many pockets of their cargo pants.
The camera cuts over to Death Rose, who I assume is sharpening knives.
Not sharpening, but reorganizing. And they have 3 bright new knives with a little R carved on them.
Oh no!
Yes. We love to see it. Little known fact about Death Rose is they carve all their knives from the bones of their enemies.
So what had to happen was you had to go to this visitation center and be like, hey, when you guys get rid of that body, can you take some bones out for me?
It's actually
It's
part of their
Death
contract.
Row's contract
It's part of the contract.
that they get some bones of every kill they make.
Hilarious, actually.
This is the weirdest writer for a guest room I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, bowl of green M&Ms and the bones of my slain enemies? This is so wild.
And the network doesn't blink an eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reaper has a very fancy fender, like on their back, sling back, because they have a contract that at some point they have to break it in someone's head.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Oh.
Princess just looks paler. And her hair is white instead of blonde. She's just sitting there.
She doesn't talk much.
She's not.
Reaper like furrows their brow, but they're not smart enough to understand what's going on.
I mean, your first guess is going to be, oh, my friend got murdered and brought back to life. That's obviously what's happening here.
Like, did you break up or something? Like,
technically, yes.
Anybody notice that Princess hasn't like blinked the entire time we've been back here either? Like that's weird, right?
See, you guys are at least the good crowd for this. I feel like if Valkyrie was here, she was like, wow, Princess isn't even bragging. What's going on?
Yeah. I know. I think we're all doing this, but some of us that know are just constantly like looking over at Princess and just seeing like,
I'm checking the new arrows and the belt and the whip and everything, making sure everything's so nicely in the kerosene, and I'm just like side-eyeing Princess occasionally. And
like, I saw you die. What happened?
I carried your body into
your body last night.
I think that Reaper like feels that something is off, but wouldn't ask in front of the cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's a way.
I just love also we've been avoiding the group chat.
All right. And so the cameras swing around and they've done their rounds, even over Princess, who is oddly quiet. Although when the cameras swing close to you, Malady sort of like leans over and says,
"We couldn't hear you."
We didn't get any of that.
Sorry. She says, "Smile and wave. That's what you usually do."
that whisper was so powerful, like we couldn't even hear it. That's how good.
Yeah. It was only for Princess's ears. And
all I could think about was the Madagascar penguins.
Smile and wave, boys.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
The cameras swing back out and do a big pan shot of the arena, showing all of the buildings that are here in this western town. And then the announcer says, "Hunters, you are being released into the town. You guys will all be dropped down on this lower edge here." This, by the way, is the blacksmith shop, just so we're clear. So you're all getting an anvil. Yeah, it's got an anvil. You're all getting dropped right here. And so the hunters get dropped off there. The camera does a nice little pan around you guys. And you hear the siren start, marking the 90-minute start of the episode. So we will start with Fireball. Where are you gonna go? Where are you heading?
I'm heading to the blacksmith shop.
Aha. All right. You are heading to the blacksmith shop. That's a very smart choice. I don't know how you possibly guessed that Arson might be there out of all of the choices. But you
definitely wasn't going to be at the water tower.
But what if he had been? Are you creeping silently up to the blacksmith shop, or are you making... Okay.
I'm definitely trying to creep around back.
Okay. So you make your way quietly and slowly to the blacksmith shop. And I'm going to go. And no one notices inside, and no matter what you do. And you make your way and you look in the entrance, and you don't see anyone inside. Like, you come in the front, you don't see anyone inside, but you can see all the way through to the back there. And from there, you can see the bright glow of a fire. What do you do? Oh, you're muted.
I'm gonna unhook my belt, unhook my whip, and I'm going to try and hopefully creep up on whoever has this fire in the doorway as soon as I can.
I'm going to need you to speak a little bit louder there, Fireball. You're not coming through.
All right, I'm going to creep a little closer, trying to stay more towards the shadows that because the forge is casting some light. I assume it's the forge.
Yes, it is the forge.
But I have my whip ready to pull up my back if I need to.
Okay. So you start creeping through, and you can see the light of the forge in the back. And when you get to the doorway, you see Arson there. And he is sort of playing with various things on fire. Doesn't seem to be, he's not touching fire with his bare hands. This man is not, well, actually he might be. But not in a supernatural way, more in the way that a fire dancer can coat their hands and like briefly light on fire kind of way.
Yeah.
He does have with him right now a sword that is on fire, that he keeps, well, that's red hot, that he keeps sticking in and out of the forge.
Okay. So I would like to take my whip and bring it at my back, lighting it with the flint on the buttons. And honestly, I want to crack it and try and take his sword.
All right, you're gonna try and knock the sword away. I love it. Go ahead and roll for me.
655.
Hey! All right.
So I guess what I want to do is
I mean, you succeed on everything, and I can get rid of a shame if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Since it wasn't an attack.
I love that. All right. So you swing out your whip, and the fiery whip wraps around his hand and yanks, causing him to drop the sword. And that white hot sword actually falls and lands across his leg, searing it very badly. And he is limping a little bit now. But now he knows you're here.
Yeah.
And he turns to you and says, "Oh, I'd wondered when I was seeing you again. I hate leaving a job unfinished." And he moves to attack you, which he successfully does. But what he's going to do is he dips his hand into a pouch by his side, and then pulls his hand back out, and then using that hand sweeps up a set of red hot coals and throws them at you. And they sort of land burning into your skin. It's not terribly painful, especially because of all the armor that you have on, but it does hurt. And we are going to leave you there and jump over to death throws.
Skip me. I have to go get my
Oh, yep, nope. Okay, we are skipping you. Then in that case, up next will be Reaper.
Yes, I think that Reaper will head to the church, thinking that maybe Carrie will be there with wedding gown on or something like that.
I love this. All right. You head to the church. Are you creeping quietly?
No, I actually took out the guitar and I'm playing very loudly as I walk.
Okay. So you play very loud, but I love this.
This is what the character is, guys.
Yeah, this is really good for two reasons. So you play very loudly as you walk, and you reach the church, and as you are approaching the door, Friar runs out with his sword raised, and makes a big swing for you, which he is going to hit.
Okay.
So he makes a big swing, probably catching you on the shoulder, causing you to miss a few notes. But it's not.
Now I have a new grudge.
Yeah, it's not very painful. But then he looks at you and realizes who you are, and seems a little bit upset. And it is moments after that leaping out of the water tower comes Carrie, who heard you playing on the way over. And they run over. They're, of course, dressed like they always are in a dark imitation of princess, but wielding a chainsaw. And they scream, "No! You can't touch them, they're my crush!"
Does Carrie hit? Yes.
Yes. And then Carrie swings at Friar. And doesn't manage to do a lot of damage with the chainsaw, but I think knocks them off enough. Friar screams in frustration and says, "That isn't even who I wanted," and storms back into the church. So Carrie turns to you and goes, "It's okay, I saved you." What do you do?
I think that River laughs, barks a laugh, amazed at everything that just happened before their eyes without their ability to just react in any way. And they take a look they take a step back as if they were kind of appreciating Carrie's form. And look to this, basically turn around a little bit and swing the guitar towards her head.
When you step back to look appreciatively, Carrie definitely preens, and it's eerie to you how much they look like Princess, how they affect, they do the exact thing that Princess does when she's being cute.
Yeah, I think that Reaper pretends to look appreciatively, but as they are swinging the guitar, you can see the look of disgust and creeped out that Reaper has.
All right, roll for it.
Yes. Give me a second that I didn't bring my dice, so I have to roll online.
Oh no.
God,
Yeah,
Carrie might be more princess than princesses right now.
Oh my god. Okay, I got a 6 and 2 4. A 6, a 5, and a 4.
A 6, 5, and a 4. Those are all successes. Do you want to use your critical to do double damage? Oh, triple damage.
Triple damage, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I give Carrie a concussion.
All right.
Won't be the first, won't be the last.
I give Carrie a concussion. I look really cool while doing it. And I manage not to hurt my shoulder anymore while swinging a guitar. So you breaks on her.
Oh yeah, you want it to break, right? Yes. So you swing the guitar as hard as you can, and catch Carrie in the shoulder and in the head, and the guitar snaps, breaking, and they stumble sideways and sort of fall. And when they kind of stumble back to their feet, there's blood dripping down their mouth, and they go like this. And they go, that was beautiful.
I think that Reaper just laughs again, uncontrollably, whilst they get out their two little sides.
And then we will go ahead and cut away from you. Yes. And Death Throws, it is a note that you would have seen, because the cameras always show a fight, you would have seen Reaper encounter Friar at the church.
Death Throws is going to take advantage of the chaos Reaper is making to sneak by and go towards the back of the church.
All right. Go ahead and roll for me. Let's
Very impishly smirking at a camera on the way.
Yes.
That's how you get the sponsors.
How well you sneak. Yeah.
Do I roll 3 or do I roll?
Yes, you roll 3. Make sure you don't hurt yourself while sneaking.
That's 2, 4, and a 3.
Okay. So is it going to be embarrassing sneaking or is it going to be painful sneaking?
I think
the two kinds, the two genders.
I think Death Throws has a reputation to maintain.
Yes.
And this is going to be embarrassing sneaking.
Yep. All right.
Give me my first shame of the night. Yay.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like the sim robbers that sneak like this? That's all I see.
Yeah, I feel like it has a lot of like, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Absolutely. Death Row is just thinking, don't be suspicious under their breath.
Yeah. It's embarrassing and it looks really silly, but somehow it's effective. And you are able to get into the church. And so you are in there hiding when Friar storms back in after leaving Reaper. What do you want to do?
Throw a knife at him.
All right, roll it.
I'm not wasting time on speeches here.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No! No!
That's a 4, a 2, and a 1.
Well, do you want to hit?
Yes, I want to hit.
I hope Death Throws always rolls this bad.
How do you get hurt throwing a knife? For a friend.
You hold on the wrong side.
No, the answer is that you leap up to toss the knife and hit. So, you know, it's a church, right? So it's got the pews, and then in front of the pews are like the little trays where they put cups for communion. And so you bounce up to throw and smack your head into that tray.
Oh.
Which is why it's shameful and painful. But you successfully throw the knife at Friar, and it like hits into his arm. Then he doesn't.
You can hear a muffled fuck from the floor.
But the thing is that Friar rolled a natural 1 and does not know where you are.
God?
So knows that you're here. Like, is pretty sure that they recognize this knife. They have been hit by one of your knives before, but they do not know where you are.
Maybe they think God is mad at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could also be.
So they pull the knife out and just go, I know you're in here. I'm gonna kill you. We're leaving Death Throws and a very confused but angry Friar in the church. And we are actually cutting to Princess.
Ah, sure.
There are only 2 options. There's City Hall and the saloon.
I have a weird sneaking suspicion that my brother's in the saloon. Real weird. And I wouldn't want to go there anyway, so I will. And I am just walking. Like, I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm also not trying to be loud. I'm just like, I just start heading in that direction of City Hall.
Okay. And City Hall, of course, is this building with the clock tower. When you like come past this building.
Hold on, I'm not looking.
Oh, okay.
I'm
well,
looking
when you come past the corner, basically where you would be visible from any of these windows on this balcony at City Hall, you can immediately see Kitten standing there on the balcony, like a scene out of, I don't know, whatever that, what is it, Streetcar Named Desire, I think.
A scene out of a movie.
Yes.
One of them.
Or like Romeo and Juliet, you know, and she's just Juliet up on the balcony.
Oh man, that'd be so cute if I knew who she was.
And she looks down at you. She's looking down at you and just says, "Princess." No, sorry, that's not what she says. Yeah, no, it is. It is. She's on camera. She says princess.
I guys look at her, and there's no emotion at all. I look at her and I just walk in the building.
She is definitely confused, and so you walk into the building. It's a big like atrium that actually goes to the second floor, and in the back are stairs coming down, and behind it are a set of offices. So it's like this is a spacious building.
Yeah.
But when you walk in, Kitten leaps down from the second story.
Yeah.
Absolutely no fear. Superhero landing for days. And just pops up and says, "All right, are you ready to do this? I love you."
Pulls out her halberd.
Kitten is giving you a weird look. She started to clock that you look different, but you pull out the halberd and she readies her claws because like this is what you guys agreed on.
Yes.
You said you were gonna fight.
I know the plan. Loosely.
And also, Princess is doing a great job of following the instruction to not admit she's in love when she's not alone with Malady.
Exactly.
So,
assuming confidence, I'm assuming Malady taught me how the fuck to play this game.
Yep. Kitten, meanwhile, throwing caution to the wind, knowing that the network will cut it out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Am I rolling first? Or you rolling first?
No, you're rolling first.
Okay, I got a 4, 4, and a 3.
Okay. This is allegedly Princess. So Princess would get hurt, but what is allegedly Princess gonna do?
Allegedly Princess is going to miss.
Oh, okay. All right. So you swing your halberd and she leaps out of, well, she like moves slightly and you miss. And she looks kind of surprised by that. But plays along and the move looks sick. And you don't hurt yourself.
I'm looking like I'm actually fighting. I'm just...
Yeah, this is great stage choreo.
Yeah, this is great stage choreography right now.
She just sort of blinks at you and says, "Okay, I mean, I'll do the first hit, I guess."
Does she miss everything? No. Does she crit?
Yes.
If I die a second time, you can't bring me back.
That is the wildest sentence you have ever said in a game of D&D. And I've been your DM for a few games. If I die again, you cannot bring me back.
You can't bring me back a second time.
So she leaps out with her claws, kind of expecting you to move and dodge, like the dance you guys usually do. You guys fight a lot. She knows your moves. You don't do any of them. And the claws come down hard, raking across your arm, like all the way down your arm, drawing like a bloody tract down your arm.
The blood's a little too dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little black and sluggish, right? Fun. Maybe a little strangely colored.
Maybe a little green. Weird.
Yeah. That's
insane.
that's just, that doesn't make any sense. Like, only when you step into shadow does it seem like your blood is a little bit green. But then when you step back into the light, it looks fine. Yeah, it looks good. She looks at the wound in kind of surprise, and then looks back at you and says, and like she'll lean in really close and just say, "Are you okay? You're supposed to faint when I do that." Does Princess say anything?
I think you have to do it again. Because I can't just faint now.
We're going to leave whatever chaos that is there. And we are going to head to Shiner, who, by the time he starts walking, knew exactly where he was going anyway, regardless of whether or not Nepo was there, I assume.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm actually gonna just like walk down the road, and Reapa's playing guitar, so I'm gonna start singing a little Garth Brooks as I walk to the thing, and it's just friends in low places, as I work, and as I walk by the tavern and stuff like that, I'm gonna go like, "Hey, 2 seconds, I'll be right back," and I'm gonna walk past the door, and I'm gonna go to the sheriff's office right there. Um,
Ooh, okay.
Anything inside of it? Do we got like props? Do we got like dusters and stuff like that?
Yeah, so in the sheriff's office, there is obviously a jail cell there,
Yeah.
and there would be a desk. You don't find any guns because one of the big things about the network is that they don't do guns except in very specific situations.
Sure, sure, sure.
But you do find a vest in there with the sheriff's badge on it hanging on.
Perfect. Little cowboy hat.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. A cowboy hat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Camera on me right now. Okay. Jacob Beam Beauregard, or as we know him, Jim Beam, one of my amazing sponsors. Love you very much. 1864, gets his start in Kentucky, right? Starts making whiskey, and he starts getting dressed while he's putting the vest on and things of that such. And he made a good name for himself. But Beauregard actually started in a place very much like this. He had his own still. He was getting things ready and prepared. So this is to honor him. Because yeah, it's one thing. It's a grudge match. I get that. I do. I do. I really do. But you're here to be entertained. And what's a grudge match in a cowboy town with a little pizzazz, you know? So, Mallory, with your permission, I'm going to spend two glory, and
Oh,
I'm going to get a weapon sent to me.
yeah. What do you want?
I'd like a gun. Let me rephrase that. I'd like a nail gun, please, from my construction worker, which is technically not like a gun, but like it's not going to do the damage of like a firearm, but I could still strap that bad boy to my side.
All right. So you make that plea to the sponsors, and it is successful. And a few minutes later, you hear uh, kind of a buzz outside, the sound of a drone, and you step out in front of the sheriff's office, and there's a drone which drops your nail gun on the ground right there.
Thanks, beautiful. And
Mhm.
I'll wink at the camera, and I'll grab the nail gun, hook it into the holster, kick open the doors to the sheriff's office, walk out into the middle of the street. Nepo! You flying fuck! I'm calling you out.
I love this. Nepo saunters out of the saloon, doors opening, swinging back behind him. Uh, he is also dressed for the occasion, as if he knew where you guys were going to end up. Uh, but everything he's wearing is like immaculate. So he has a long duster on and a cowboy hat, but it's all black. He's got the very like classic Western man
Villain.
in black look. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, he's playing up that villain vibe. And he has in one hand a glass of liquor. And he steps out into the street and sweeps back his duster And on his hip, you do see some sort of firearm or something in the holster. You can't be sure what it is.
What it is.
But he does that classic, rocking his fingers
Yeah.
on the holster.
Yeah.
And he just says, and here I thought I was doing you a favor, setting you up to have a drink before all this went down.
I only drink with friends. And you ain't a friend, Nepo.
It's because I'm so much more than that, isn't it, Shiner?
Sorry, I'm really distracted. Do they make that outfit in like adult sizes? Or are you wearing like an extra medium right now? I can see a hot beat, pal. Like a little bit of give would be like so good for you.
Mm. See, it's when it looks like this that it attracts the sponsor money. You could learn a thing or two.
You know what? I'm sure I could. But enough of the chit chat. Let's get down to business. What do you say? We'll draw on the count of 3.
And he knocks back whatever's in his glass and throws it to the side where it shatters. Count us down.
1, and I draw and fire.
Nepo was absolutely gonna draw on 2, so
I'm sure he was. That little piece of shit. Like, that's fine. It's like he can certainly try.
I love it. Go ahead, roll.
All right. First roll of the game. Okay, there's a 1 in there. There's a 5 and a 6. So feast and famine.
Are you going to hurt yourself, or is it going to be kind of shameful?
Yeah. I mean, Shina is personally immune to shame, but the game mechanic, like, yeah, that's fine. So he takes 1 shame, or he takes.
Yeah. So he'll get 1 shame for that.
Okay. And then, yeah, that 6 is going to damage. I just want to, like, yeah.
So you hit Nepo for 3 damage. You fire off the nail gun on 1, and he had anticipated going early, but not this early, and certainly hadn't anticipated you shooting early. How dishonorable of you. And
it's a
those
costume
nails,
badge. I'm not a real.
Those nails go right into his chest. And they hit his lung, and he is struggling to breathe.
Oh my god, matching.
But he can still manage, and you didn't hit his heart. And he just touches where the nails went in and looks at you and goes, oh. And pulls his own firearm.
You've made yourself laugh. I know this.
I did. Mm-hmm. Yep. He pulls his own firearm, and he shoves something in it and fires, and it hits you, like a small projectile hits you.
Okay.
And now you smell like pee. Because that's what I rolled for him putting what was in there. So there you go.
Just piss?
Yep. Listen, I have some of them that are deadly, but when I roll a 1, it is not the deadly ones. You take no damage, but you do smell like you pissed yourself.
Joke's on you, Nepo. I peed a little bit before I came out here. It's fine. There's the shame.
And he just looks at like thing. And we're going to cut away from you guys, and we'll go back to Fireball and Arson.
Unfortunately. I want to watch more of that.
Oh, we will. Don't worry.
Were there rafters in the main building before I came out here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like a big open space inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I'm the only thing, because I'm still kind of in the doorway where it's dark, except for my fiery whip.
Mhm.
And I brush the coals off of me, getting a few more, strategically burn marks on my wedding dress. Um, and I'm gonna be like, well, if you wanted to finish the job, come on in. I'm gonna back up into the dark, and I'm gonna use my whip to go up into the rafters.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. I feel like that is perfectly within your normal skill set there. Um, so you whip yourself up into the rafters,
Mhm.
and a few minutes later, he comes in. He's got that red hot sword back in his hand.
Yeah.
And then in his other hand, he has some embers, which he's going to toss up into the rafters, trying to hit you. Which he's not gonna hit you. He doesn't know where you are. That was kind of a Hail Mary thing anyway. They sort of rattle into the rafters around you and then fall back down. What are you gonna do?
I would like to try and crack my whip around his neck and then jump off the other side of the rafter.
Ooh, all
So
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll for it. We love this.
I was like, I need to do a good show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go off, Queen, actually.
A perfect roll of fours.
All right.
Love that.
So you are successful. You do exactly what you want and wrap it up and pull him up. And he is now suffocating and struggling. And I'm going to see if he's able to cut himself down.
Mm.
He is not able to cut himself down. In fact, he's going to take another damage from dangling there. So he is choking at the end of the rope. You can go ahead and roll to continue doing what you're doing, or you can try something new.
Oh, definitely. I'll continue trying to hang him.
All right, go for it.
Dangle damage is the worst.
Damn.
So
Go to that dingle damage, man.
You hate to see it.
I did get a 2 in one of those, but I also got a 4 and a 5.
Okay, so you got a 4, a 5, and a 2. So are you going to hurt yourself or be ashamed?
I'll hurt myself.
Okay.
I'll take the pain. It's
So
probably
you
my shoulders.
yeah. You yank him up harder. And it does. It's strain. This whip is not meant to hang a person like this. And it is taking a lot of your power to do this. And it is taking a toll on your body. But you do another damage to him, and
I will.
and
I'm gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
Can I
Please
say?
say
I'd like to say to him, I'm going to give you back every ounce of pain, tenfold for every person, every single one of them.
We love to see it. He fails to get loose again and continues dangling. He is definitely trying to say something back to you, but I mean, it's like they can't talk. Mm-hmm. And that's what it sounds like.
Cat got your tongue?
All right. And with Arson having taken 7 damage out of his total 10, we're going to leave Fireball and Arson over there. And we are going to jump to everybody's favorite lovers, Reaper and Carrie.
Yes.
I hate you. Okay.
So you just smashed Carrie with the guitar, and they said that was a good one. And then they
said that was beautiful.
Yeah, they did. You're right. That was beautiful.
And that's worse.
And I have to say that I laugh and I say, yeah, Fender sounds so good, right? And I wink at the camera.
Amazing. And Carrie struggles to their feet and says, I can be pretty too.
Hmm?
And Carrie is so much better at this than anyone else. Not a 6, but we are successful as Carrie takes the guitar that is like shattered and takes one of the shattered pieces and just takes a guitar string.
I can't be hurt with guitar strings 2 shows in a row.
In fact, you can. No, takes the neck of the guitar and just swings it back at you. And that
Doc was gonna kill me.
Yeah, correct. Doc would kill you. But swings the guitar back at you, knocking you across the face, aiming specifically to sort of near like where they got hit on the face.
Okay. I think that
but obviously it doesn't hurt you nearly as much. But it does cause it splits your lip open, so you've got a little bit of blood too.
Which is the hottest injury.
Yes.
It is the hottest injury.
I think that Reaper, like, with the force of the blow, takes a step back, and in the very, like, because it's the hottest injury, in a very romantic lead of a fantasy TV series way, just does it.
Is this outside?
Yes, this is outside. It's
all right, I'm taking a disadvantage on the next roll. Just looking over. Yeah. Okay.
Millions of teen girls across this fake continent scream at once.
Correct. They're all losing their ever-loving mind.
Okay. And well, Carrie said that Reaper's thing was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And Reaper looks at their blood and is like, oh, that's kind of okay. And just
takes their blood. So many TikTok edits in the
morning. Carrie just looks at Reaper and they say, I can do better.
I think that Reaper just gives their signature feral smile and says, yeah, I think you would look better in red, and just slices both of their sides.
Their sides. Yeah, roll for it.
And I am gonna roll for it, and I am gonna get a 6, a 5, and a 2.
Hey, all right.
So I can't get embarrassed this time because the scene is way too cool. So I'm gonna get hurt as I do it. I think that because the blades are curved, I kind of like maybe do them in a bad angle and just hurt my own shoulder, but I do a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah, you do a lot of damage, and it looks really, really cool. But what hurts you actually is that it's kind of you go, expecting to drive these up and into Carrie, and for them to like go like this. That is not what Carrie does. You go
Carrie
to drive
goes
up
forward.
and Carrie, yep.
Does Carrie like bump my head?
Yeah, no, they don't bump your head, but they pull themselves into you, and the result of that is that the blades in their curve like come through them and come back in between you guys as they pull you really, really close into an obvious embrace.
Okay, I think that Reaper at that like smiles and then like takes up like as much of a step back as they can to put their feet on her chest and just push kick her back.
All right. So you absolutely, I won't make you roll for that because we're not going to do damage for it or anything.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so what happens is you drive those in and Carrie like embraces you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. And then
Reaper goes, ew.
You kick back.
Doesn't go ew, just like
yeah, goes ew without saying it. We can
the cameras would not like that. So they just kick her back and smile.
Yep. So you kick Carrie back, and they're looking at all of their. I think their guts are sort of coming out at this point.
That's
Certainly
a lot
really
of
close
damage
to.
to kids.
And at this point, you've torn a lot of their shirt. And so the cameras can see not only the wounds that you did, but a jagged wound that already existed across their stomach, unhealed because nobody told them Princess got stitches.
I think that when Reaper says that, they say, "Oh, baby, you've been cheating on me."
Oh no!
That is
Carrie,
emotional
like,
damage.
That is emotional damage.
1 point of emotional damage.
Carrie is devastated by that and just says, "No, you're my only crush. I'll prove how much I love you," and swings at you with the chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Which does crit. Mm-hmm. It is.
Of course it is.
It is in fact a crit. So that is going to go ahead and do 2 damage to you. And I think this is a very serious flesh wound. They carve, I think they carve a piece off of your side. So that
I had too much anyway, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing.
Rapid weight loss.
Nothing.
Never been the skinniest bitch.
No vital organs necessarily, but definitely like a chunk of flesh missing, and you're bleeding profusely. And Terry takes one of their hands, bloody from holding their guts in, and puts it over the wound and just says, "We're bonded in beauty." I hate that. And we're gonna leave you because I can't play Carrie anymore right now, and we're gonna go over death throws.
Yeah. I both love and hate that little psycho.
I love Mallory playing that little psycho. I hate the psycho.
Correct. That's it.
Yeah.
Mallory playing the psycho? That's good. Amazing.
Bonded in beauty.
Mm-hmm. Bonded in beauty.
That's literally being fluid bonded, Carrie. Get it right.
Literally all fluid bonded.
Listen, if Princess doesn't talk about it, Carrie doesn't know it exists.
My favorite text I ever sent. My stalker has a crush on you. Well, great.
We are cutting over to the church where a very angry friar is just like knocking down pew after pew trying to find death throws. And go ahead, what do you do?
In a very cartoon-like manner, Death Throws is going to wait until Friar turns his back to them and move around towards the pile of thrown over pews and use it as cover to throw another knife at him.
Yes, do it.
But this is very much a Looney Tunes kind of situation now.
Yes, I love it.
Really?
Friar got a 1 to look for you. The distraction absolutely works. So go ahead and roll just for your knife.
R.I.P. Death Throws. You would have loved the Dishonored franchise.
There's a 1 there.
Oh, God.
But there's also a 5 and a 4.
All right. So is it shameful or painful?
Painful.
Okay.
Painful.
I need a shameful or painful t-shirt.
Yes.
I need a Bonded in Beauty t-shirt.
So you...
One side says bonded in beauty, the other says shameful or painful.
You dive, you do this distraction and dive into the pews and manage to injure yourself trying to get in between the knocked over pews. You just sort of misjudge how that is, but your slide looks really cool. The distraction looks great. The audience loving it, and the knife throw immaculate. Nails Friar perfectly, and this time they spin around and they're able to see where you are. They recognize where the knife came from, and they charge and swing their massive sword into the section.
There's no need to get explicit.
Math.
Death Row says that to camera.
Into the pews, and that it only causes 1 damage, but it just splinters some of the pews apart, driving some of the sharp pieces of wood into your non-throwing arm there, which is not doing great. How do you respond?
Dude, I know you're mad, but you don't need to go pulling off your huge sword like that. Kids watch this, for fuck's sake. Keep it PG.
And he goes, and the kids watched you kill the man I love. I'm killing. All I'm doing is evening the score.
Some people have picked up your score, and the tab is only growing. So sorry.
He does look a little confused at that, and says, I don't know what you're talking. I have no idea what you're speaking of.
Knife.
I care only for revenge for my love.
Knife.
Oh yeah, go ahead, roll.
Knife.
Yeah.
That's
roll.
a 6, a 4, and a 2.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
So
but again,
triple damage. Look cool, and I'll take the hit.
You'll take a hit. Okay.
You only need 1 HP. It's fine. Don't listen to me. I died yesterday.
Yeah, so don't listen to one person. It's the person who died yesterday.
You pull out one of the knives that you have marked with the R, and just because you're in close combat now, just jab it in 3 times into Friar's gut, just rapid succession. And he sort of gasps and moves backwards. And when he does that, like he brings his sword down to gasp, and he manages to just barely clip you. It doesn't hurt at all. He like looks at his blood and then looks angry, and he puts that bloody hand back on his sword. And he comes back with a vengeance. He gets a crit. So that'll be 2 damage to you as he says, now is not my time to die. Now is my time to kill. And swings the sword. And he's going to severely injure your non-throwing arm, the same arm that you had injured before. It's useless now. And we will leave you bleeding at the end of a massive sword. And go ahead and cut over to cut over to Princess and Kitten. Princess.
Last thing I said was, I think you have to do it again.
Yep. All right. Oh no.
She crit again?
Yes.
I love that.
So she steps back and does the exact same move again.
Well,
and
Mallory rolled a 12 on a d6. It's the weirdest.
I'm gonna roll for fun.
Okay.
Oh well, that's a 1, a 1, and a 2. I faint, but like I in real life faint. It was supposed to be an accident, but I think I just do it.
Also, like Kitten meant faint, as in like faint out of the way, and Princess thought fall over.
A 1, 1, and 2. I fall. A 1, a 2, and a 1.
So Kitten slices you again, this time the other arm, because she was thinking, okay, maybe you just like, it was the wrong side, things are a little off. You faint and fall down, and she panics. She absolutely does know what to do. Fuck the game. Fuck the fact that you guys are supposed to be enemies. She just drops to the ground. And it's like, Princess, are you okay? You okay? And then she does slap you. Because that's how you get people out of a faint, and also it looks a little violent as she thinks about the fact that she's supposed to hate you.
Yeah. I think she slaps me. My eyes will my head butter.
Yeah, all right, roll for that. I love it.
Cool. A 4, 6, and a 3.
Okay.
And nobody wins in a headbutt, so I will take a damage.
Yeah. That is exactly what happens. You smash her. You don't end up hitting her forehead. You hit her nose, and you break her nose, and it starts bleeding. And she's definitely gonna have black eyes. But it does also hurt you just a little bit. She reels back, and very smoothly, making it look like she is reeling back from the hit and trying to regain. Pulls you to your feet so that you can continue the fight. And this is like a dance that would be familiar to you if anything was familiar to you. And she, like, while you guys are still close, says, keep going.
I will hit her again.
All right. Roll for it.
A 6, a 2, and a 2.
All right. So you do, I assume, double damage? Or are you going to miss?
Yeah, I'll be shameful for the first time in my life.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever taken shame in this game. I've gone down to 2 hit points, and I was like, I refuse.
So you swing your halberd when you get back up. And it swings right into her leg, doing double damage. But you get it a little bit stuck, and as you pull it back out, it's a little bit awkward, and that doesn't happen to Princess.
Not.
In fact, like, you get it stuck, and Kitten has to like kind of kick it to make it go out, and that's just like shameful.
There's such a mixed feeling in her brain of like, her brain is like, oh, this is what you know how to do. You got to kill. This is what you know how to do. And there's also like but I'm supposed to love this person. I shouldn't want to do that. My other brain's like, nope, let's hit her again. Let's do it.
So it's a great time. Kitten is going to run back at you and charge.
Do you want to kill me?
Maybe.
Mallory, if you just want me dead, why'd you bring me back?
Kitten.
So you can die on camera.
Yeah, so you can die on camera. That was the problem. You died off camera. Kitten tackles you to the ground, and your head hits hard on the like marble floor of this city hall. And she looks again completely surprised that this went as badly as it did. Like, you are not responding in any of the ways she's expecting. It is like she is doing fight choreo and you are stepping in her way. Like, everything is going wrong.
I'm at 3 health.
You are. She like takes a moment as she's got you tackled to the ground to just lean over and say, okay, it's your turn. I won't hit again. Make it look good. And we're going to cut away. And then, like, while you guys are covered, she just sort of leans down and says, it's okay. I love you and we'll be together after this.
Man, that would mean a lot to you if you understood any of that.
This is meaningful for someone.
It's just not you.
This is not me.
God, she doesn't know, and it's terrible.
My name's Princess, and I have short-term memory loss.
And we leave
Me.
we leave Princess and head over to Shiner and Nepo.
Piss, bruh. Like the gun had it, man. I feel like you're just making it too easy, and I'm immediately going to cut the distance if I can. I want to get as close as I possibly can, and I want to give this dude the quickest tracheotomy you've ever seen in your entire life, with the gun pressed against the neck right here, because I can't kill them because of
because of a letter you received that you think is totally
Mallory.
you.
But I'm gonna place the gun against his throat, and I'm gonna say the kid's name.
Oh, interesting. Nepo locks eyes with you and says, "What, Johnny?"
Oh, I dropped it on the floor. All right, I'm gonna roll this one. Okay. Okay. So that's a 1, that's a 3, and that's a 5. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna take some shame, but I wanna hit this guy so bad. So
yeah, so you are absolutely successful driving a nail directly into his air pipe. Air pipe?
Okay.
Is that the right word? Airway.
Air pipe. No, I'm good. We listen, we don't judge.
And however, while you are doing that, Nepo knees you in the balls.
Son of a bitch. When I get him in the windpipe after he knees me, I'm assuming that he's a little out of it. I'm gonna, in the most erotic exchange between the two of them, I want to grab my fingers into his hair, and drag his ass to the graveyard that you so lovingly put on this map, towards that open grave in the back corner back there. Because I would be remiss if you put this lovely thing here and no one used it. And I'm just gonna be talking the whole time with my hands wrapped in his hair. It's like, I gotta be honest with you, Nepo. I'm starting to think you might be right. I'm thinking we might be connected in some particular way. Yeah, you're doing great, Reaper. Just 1, 2. That was hot, the lip thing. And I feel like, like the whole time you and I have interacted, it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? It's like, get him, Fireball, and I'm gonna toss him into the grave.
Okay. Yeah, I love this. This is incredible. The entire time you're dragging him, he is attempting to talk, but obviously you punctured his windpipe, and so actual air can't get to his vocal cords. So his mouth is moving a lot, and nothing is happening. And if Princess was Princess, she would be delighted that this is happening. She is thinking, wow, how did I never think about this in the entire 22 years I've known my brother?
This is happening to, like, hold this fight real quick. I just gotta watch this. Give me a second. Thank you so much.
I don't know why, but I'm happy.
But while you are dragging him, he is going to reach for that gun that he had and spin the barrel and like reach up and shoot. And this time, you get hit and you feel the burn of acid.
Does it like burn my shirt off though? So now it's like this.
Yeah,
like it's
yes,
like this.
There
like,
we go.
Just like, yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, so acid nails you in the chest and it eats away your shirt, and it does burn you a little bit too.
Yeah.
I don't know how Shiner feels about the loss of chest hair, but you do lose some.
It is what it is. I'll style it into a Superman ass. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, he hits me with the acid, and I was like, "No, Nepo, was that very nice?" And I'm gonna take the nail gun again, and hopefully, if you'll let me, I'm gonna throw his ass in the grave and shoot him in the kneecap.
Absolutely. Roll for it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. God, no more ones. All right. Two fours and a five. So I'll take a 2, 4, and a five.
Wait, two fours or a
Two
two?
fours and one
Okay.
five.
Great.
I was hoping for a 6, but I'm just gonna shoot him in the kneecap.
All right. So you shoot him in the kneecap and you like toss him into the grave. Like you do this in a smooth motion. You
Yeah.
throw him into the grave and like, yeah, swing the nail gun around and shoot him. It's beautiful.
He's 90 pounds, soaking wet. Like it's fine. Like,
yeah. He screams in a very shrill fashion.
Oh, it's gonna sound more like this, like
yeah, that's true. Well,
yeah.
Well, no, it's still kind of high pitched, you know, because of what's coming, you know, because he can still constrict his airway a little bit, so it's a pretty high pitched gargle.
High pitch.
Retcon.
High pitched gargle.
Retcon. Can I do this? Can I shoot him in the kneecap, but hold them up at the front of the grave by the dog tags? Do you know what I mean? Where it's like his feet are just quite dangling, but I want to hold him right there.
Yeah, so he's like leaning back.
Yes. Cinematic as hell. Like, yeah.
All
okay,
right.
great.
Yeah, so you are holding the dog tags.
Like, yeah, oh, great.
He's leaning back. You shoot his knee under him. He's gargling. You've got the dog tags in your arm.
Yeah.
He does reach for his gun.
They both reached for the gun.
They both reached for the gun. He does crit. So this is going to do 2 damage. But the projectile that he has rolled is the projectile hits you and explodes.
Okay.
It's gonna cause damage. But it's going to be damage you're going to kind of do to yourself because you have just been hit with a hallucinogen.
Okay.
Is someone going to tell Smog that Nepo stole his gun?
Okay, so here's the thing. Smog got a new weapon and Nepo absolutely did.
Normal Wednesday night. Hallucinogen at the OK Corral. All right. Okay.
So that hits you, and everything just starts to like change and blur, and you are going to find it really difficult to concentrate on what's actually happening. You need a 5 or a 6 to successfully hit. A 4 will be a miss.
Ooh.
Shit. But only for your next 2 rolls.
Next 2 rolls, I got to get okay, cool.
Yep, your next 2 rolls, you got to get a 5 or a 6. And I'm going to let you go ahead and do one of those right now before we move on to somebody else.
Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of flavor to this. I wonder if I can roll 3d6 on the dice roller in the app.
Yes, you can. You should be able to.
So just /roll and then 3d6. Let's try that. It's thinking 661, baby.
Yeah. I assume it's shameful.
It's fine. It's the chest hair wide open. It's fine. I have no shame, but for the sake of the game. Crap, man. Like, how close is he to like being out? I can't kill him, but like, is he almost incapacitated?
So he has 2 health remaining after that hit. But you gotta tell me what this hit is doing.
Okay.
In your drugged out state, what do you do to whatever you see in front of you?
The thing I see in front of me is the network. Because he represents the network to me, and I see him, but I see the network standing behind him. And they're all holding little strings controlling him like the little puppet that he is. And there's another group of individuals behind that network holding strings and another one going off into infinity. with him, and I go, Nepo, I can't kill you for obvious reasons. You got your daddy's money, and I don't think I can ever compete with that. And I put the nail gun directly against his dick, and I say, but I can make it so that it ends with you, and I'll pull the trigger.
Amazing. When you do this, the chain on the dog tags gives way.
Yeah.
And so he falls into the grave, bleeding profusely. Although I'm not sure that you can tell that. It's probably hard for you to judge how hurt he is right now in your state. But you are holding the dog tags in your hand.
Yeah.
And we're gonna stick with you for a minute. What do you do?
Don't get up. I'm gonna turn around and from the group. Oh man. He's done. I'm gonna turn back around and start trying to track down. Reaper looked like they had a handle on it. Fireball looked like they had a handle on it. This princess shit, I'm personally invested. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna take the bottle of whiskey. And I was like, hallucinogens go great with whiskey. And I'm gonna go back to this, and just sort of wherever Princess and Kitten are fighting, I'm just gonna lean against the wall and see how this goes down. Like,
all right, I love it. You leave Nepo just
I just
bleeding
imagine
in the grave.
all of the signs from Jim Beam, like.
oh yeah, China touches each one as he goes. He's like, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Oh, but the publicity,
Oh!
the ads. The
Yeah.
ads saying hallucinogens go great with whiskey.
No.
Hallucinogens go great with whiskey. Jim Beam.
You know what? No. I gotta play this right. Princess and Kitten are on their own journey right now. I'm gonna go find death throws, because I have a soft spot for the kid. They're fucking living with me, so I gotta go make sure my roommate is taking out the trash. So
Perfect.
I'm gonna go.
So and Death Rose is in the church right next to the graveyard. So that's...
yeah. China kicks open the door with a God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven. Boom, boom, like shoots that. Yeah.
And we are going to leave you right there as we jump back to Fireball, who is still choking Arson. Are you going to keep doing it?
So usually there is a giant bellows in a blacksmith shop.
Oh, there absolutely is.
And so there's usually, because it's so large, there's usually a chain attached to said bellows.
Okay.
I would like to use the chain to tie to my whip.
Ooh, okay.
So that it's holding him there.
Ah, I see. Yes. So it does the work for your shoulders.
Correct.
Go ahead and roll for me. Let's see if you can do that without accidentally dropping the whip.
Well, it doesn't look great. I definitely hurt myself while doing it, but I succeed because I have a 2, a 3, and a 5.
A 2, a 3, and a 5. Okay. So you managed to... Well, I mean, it is embarrassing, but you were already a -1 shame, so your shame is even. You didn't realize, like, you miscalculated as you went to grab the chain, not realizing that while Arson had been playing with fire, he had heated it up. And so it's red hot when you grab it.
Yeah.
Which is painful, but you are successful, and that does choke him more. He is now down to 2 health. Let's see if he can cut himself down this time. He cannot cut. Why do I want to kill Princess, but also just let Arson suffocate? He is down to 1 health.
The dice
he's turning purple. He is definitely going to die soon. What does Fireball do?
I'm going to take, now that I have a moment, I'm going to take one of my arrows out of my hip quiver, um, stick it in the coals to light it instead of just flinching it off of my back of my dress. And aim dead for the heart. And be like, this is for the justice that you and I deserve.
Might I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Before you do this. And that suggestion is just a reminder that you also have on your hip an entire bottle of high octane gasoline. I think.
Oh yes, I did actually. So I did actually think about this earlier and I forgot about it. Sorry. I'm gonna try and I would like to actually climb back up, dump all the gasoline on him.
Yes, I will let you do that as part of your success.
And then shoot him into the.
All right, roll to shoot him through the heart.
All right. So I'm gonna take a little damage here, but 2 4s and a 1.
Ooh, all right. So
I'm okay. I am just like I am in the moment. I see nothing but him and me and all of the fire and everything. So I don't care that I get hurt. If I go out with this, then whatever.
I love it. You shoot that arrow. It lands dead center directly in his heart. His entire body bursts into flames. But the methane that your arrow was dripping as it went along lights racing back to your feet, where you get injured, not because it's bad, but just because you don't move.
Yeah.
You don't move an inch as the fire is consuming him and going up your lit whip and starting the rafters on fire and just turning this entire blacksmith shop into an inferno. And the camera pans in on your face and then alternates with him, where he starts out stoic and he's like, let the fire take you. And then when it does, he starts screaming. And so he's screaming and you're watching. And laughing. And this is what the camera shoots as the place becomes an inferno. And before it would start to collapse from the flames, guards would appear to pull you out if you don't step out on your own.
They're gonna have to pull me out.
They do or don't?
They do.
Yeah. So as it becomes an inferno, guards appear and pull you out into the back of the blacksmith shop.
When I dumped the gasoline on him, could I have grabbed the dog tags, or I can go back into the rubble and get them later, right?
Yeah, you can go back in the rubble and get them later, but you could have grabbed them at any point. Like when you wrapped it around his neck. Do you want to have taken them? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You've got them.
Petition to change Fireball's name to Khaleesi.
Look, I've been thinking about Phoenix, but
that works too.
Oh, I like Phoenix.
All right.
We are reborn from the ashes of this.
We leave you there, and we bop over to Reaper and Carrie.
Okay, I was thinking about this for a long time. Can I roll first to see if I can do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. 6, 6, 6. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, I trust you.
No. I don't think this. It's not loading. There you go. In the chat. Okay, so I'm very excited about this.
I'm very excited about this. Tell me what you're doing.
Reaper summons the devil.
So Reaper summons the devil. No. So they are like very, very close now because she Carrie just got close into Reaper and to tell them that. And I think that Reaper would smile and reach down, put her hand and say when they're bonded, like, oh, I'm just gonna take some of you, and put their hand down, and grab Carrie's guts that are starting to drop out, and push her back the same way they did before, and just rip her intestines out.
Carrie stumbles back. You like pull their guts full out. Like there's just a line of intestines between the two of you. They fall onto the ground. I'm gonna roll for them. They have 1 health remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fall down to the ground and oh my god, they grab the ends of their own guts and use it to like grab you and pull you closer.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. That is gonna do 1 damage, whether that's physical or just emotional, up to you.
No, Reaper, it's fine. I think that as can I just do the
hang on a
now?
second. Okay, yeah, you can in a second. But so Carrie is gonna pull you closer, which does do damage, and they just look up at you and they say, "Make me beautiful art."
I think that Reaper, even though they're a bit disgusted right now, but they have rolled so high being cool that I'm going to allow them to not show it. I think that Reaper chat would smile, lean into to Carrie and like rest their forehead on hers, and just say like, just go to sleep, babe, and like with their side just put it up and cut their neck.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna make you roll. That's beautiful. Blood sprays out
onto Reaper. Okay.
Mm-hmm, onto Reaper and all over the ground there, and it is beautiful. And so now what's left is Carrie just like flayed open, with their guts scattered in one direction and blood scattered in the other direction. And you covered in blood, which is what Carrie thought was so hot in the first place. And honestly, I don't think that they could think of a better way to go. And when you
greatest night of television
when you pull your scythe back up, the dog tags are hanging from it.
Yes. Oh. Because the cameras are watching, I grab the tags and hold them to my heart and watch Carrie die.
We love it.
I can't believe I got a triple crit on that roll.
I am
That's amazing.
Both sad and not sad to see Carrie go. We hop on over to Death Throes, who so now has
to never do
Shiner
sleepover.
also there. God. So what do you? Shiner comes bursting through the door. What do you do?
Take advantage of the distraction, of course.
Yeah. All right. Roll for it. How'd it go?
A 6 and 2 2s.
Hey, but a 6.
But a 6.
But a 6.
Yeah.
There's been so many 6 this night. Like a 6 and but a 6.
Mm-hmm. So it's not grateful, and I do get hurt.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Shiner bursts through the door, and you scramble out of those pews very ungracefully to throw the knife.
You're doing great.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Friar is at 1 health. Shiner, you can tell that this guy's almost dead. Do you do anything? Oh yeah, go ahead, Death Throes.
There's going to throw the barrage of knives and then start walking towards Friar.
Okay. Shiner, do you do anything?
Oh, you mean like, do I snipe this kill?
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
Because you didn't get to make your own kill.
I didn't get to make my own kill.
You do go home with them. I need you to remember that.
Yeah, it might be awkward.
You did meet quota. You're fine.
Yeah, you got tags.
I did get tags. All right.
But you also are still hallucinating a little bit.
Angry Jesus.
He's an
Lou,
asparagus.
Lou, you're one of my favorite people, so here's what I'm gonna do. Only because I'm hallucinating right now. I'm gonna roll a d6, a 1, 2, or 3. I shoot a nail at Angry Jesus. Okay.
All right.
4, 5, and 6. I have just enough wherewithal to realize what exactly is going on, and I let you have this kill. Okay.
Go.
Go.
I shoot a nail at Angry Jesus.
Well, the good news is that you still have to roll to
Oh,
see
that's
if
true.
it hits.
That's
So-
true. I could still whiff this. I'm so sorry. If I wasn't hallucinating right now, like. Okay.
What'd you get?
2, 4, 2.
2, 4, 2, and you need a 5 or a 6 to hit. So
That's
you
right. Great.
do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angry Jesus. Yeah.
So you do not hit Angry Jesus.
I'm so happy. Oh, good.
You
Okay,
do
great.
yourself kind of stumble back into the wall, and it's really awkward. And the shame actually comes from people seeing that you might have sniped Death Throat's kill.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Because shame doesn't necessarily have to mean that you feel ashamed. Sometimes it's just that the audience loses faith in you.
I hate that. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes it's not something you feel ashamed about. Like, Red Dame has shame for going after Boom Boom. Red Dame does not care, but the audience kind of hates it.
But I got a 4 in there.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna put that on my chain. I don't want to disappoint my audience.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I was putting that on you don't get hurt, but we'll put that on your shame. You get hurt. Okay.
Hurt me.
Okay, so you do that. Angry Jesus, stumble back and get injured. But that does leave it open. Death throws. You approach to kill. Friar's going to try and take one more swing at you. He is going to hit just for 1. So as you get close, he swings the sword and sort of cuts into your leg. So you've got one arm that's dead and you're limping a little bit because you are currently at 2 health, but he's only at 1. So finish him.
Death Rose is going to walk up to him and just kick it in the center of the chest where all the knives are stuck.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love it.
She throws him to the ground.
Roll.
Okay, buddy. You got this. You just
You
need
got
one
this.
success.
You won.
I have 1 success. It's a 5, a 3, and a 2.
Yeah.
You know what? You did it. We win these. We win these.
Did you hurt yourself more than they did?
Yes. I absolutely hurt myself more than prior to it.
Lee is watching this game upset.
Lee is unfortunately at a retreat and not watching. Mia, though, embarrassed.
Mia pissed off.
You kick, and you kick with enough force that one of the knives, actually shoves back into you, injuring your foot. Mm-hmm.
I have 1 request.
Yes, go for it.
And that is to grab the dog tags as he goes down.
Yes, I love it. So you tear the dog tags away as he
Because
falls.
because it is shameful too. Can it be that Death Row grabs the dog tags and hurts their own hand with the string of it?
Yes, I love it. I love that. The dog
It's this
tags
badass
cut your
moment.
hand.
They grabbed it.
Ow!
Ow.
Yes. And Friar falls down dead. And somewhere else, you really hope that Opal is taking care of your family.
Death
God,
Rose
And now,
You got Angry Jesus.
Jethro looks straight at the camera and just says, 2 down, 2 to go.
We love it.
What does that mean?
The people who need to know what it means know what it
means.
And that's all that matters.
You will shortly learn that it's actually 2 down, 1 to go, because in order to become a hunter, Sir Quaxalot killed Little John.
Yes!
That's my duck!
I'm going to buy that duck so many bees.
All right. We cut back to Princess and Kitten. Kitten is currently laying on top of you and telling you to get the next hit. What does Princess do?
We're gonna hit him.
The slap fight of hunters.
Slap fight. No, that was Bubbles and Sunshine.
Oh my gosh,
my God.
that was so funny.
I got a 3, a 3, and a 6.
Hey! All right, are you doing the damage? I assume.
I'm being told to. I'm gonna
Can
do
you
it.
choose not to kill someone if the damage stacks up to a kill?
Yeah, you can choose not to kill somebody, even if absolutely you can.
I mean, Reaper would never, but I just had the question.
Reaper would never choose not to murder.
Not for me. I'm asking for other people.
So you had a 6 and 2 fails, right?
Yeah.
Are you using your halberd?
Phenomenal question. Yes, of course I am.
Okay. Well, she was on top of you, so do you shove her off and swing down on her?
Can I say I have like a knife?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I just go up.
So you stab up. It's a really good hit. She is now bleeding on top of you, but you do injure yourself when you do that, and you now have 1 health remaining. Jamie. So you are gasping and bleeding, and Kitten is completely unsure what to do. So she Yep, correct. She stumbles up off of you and makes a big show of trying to continue to attack you, but failing.
Okay.
And so she's swinging for you and missing purposefully.
Yeah.
Do you do anything in retaliation?
Oh no.
And when she gets close to you, every time she says, "It's just for the cameras."
Mm-hmm. How much health is that kitten at?
Kitten has 4 health remaining.
Cool, so it's fine.
Yeah, unless you fail and hurt yourself.
Unless I roll a 1 and hurt myself.
Ooh, actually, this is a good thought. Hold on. Kitten reaches into a bag and pulls out a med pack and slaps it on you. And she just essentially says, "Fuck it, I don't care. I need you to roll a d6 for me. Just 1."
Okay. It's a 1.
Well, you heal 1 health.
The audience is so confused right now. Like, I cannot tell you the level of confusion that the average viewer is like, what is happening?
We are going to let you get 1 more attack in.
Okay.
Before, even though, like, obviously time is up, but as always, we finish the scene we're in. So you get 1 more attack in before the buzzer goes.
Okay, that's me.
Is it free
How
fail,
we do?
Cat?
Hey.
Tell me it's not free fails.
It's your boy.
It's not 3 fails.
Uh-huh.
It's 2 fails.
Okay.
Well, good news. You healed one.
Yeah, they're both 1s.
Oh, no.
You cannot hit yourself. You can choose not to hit yourself.
Yeah, you could just miss.
Miss her.
Yeah.
Just miss.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you swing back and completely miss. It is definitely
But I'm like real fucked up. So like it's excused.
yeah, it's excused. And the shame is actually from you taking healing from Kitten, not from this attack.
Oh, that's good.
That's valid.
That's real good.
And
they'll cut
as
that out.
you make that swing, they absolutely will cut that out. That will not air. As you make that final swing and miss, that is when the buzzer sounds and guards swoop in and gather you all back at the entrance to the town. They cart away the bodies and they pick up Kitten and Nepo, the 2 who still live. I am so pleased.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Listen,
I thought about it, man.
I wasn't sure you guys were going to find that note before this game. I thought it might happen after, and so you might have killed him and then retroactively been like, oh my god. But this is actually better than I could have possibly hoped.
Can you, because I didn't read it and probably the audience didn't either. What does the note say?
So Shiner at his hotel room received a note that says they might not be your family, but they look like it in photos. But they won't, if he dies, they won't be your choice. And that note was actually written by a gang and meant for Death Rose, who is staying in Shiner's hotel room. But Shiner read it, thought it was about the family he just took pictures with, made to look like his family, and meant if he killed Nepo, that they would be taken away from him. And Death Rose was like, it's obviously meant for me, but Death Rose family is a lot more badass than Shiner's 2 friends. But Death Rose is like, whatever, I'll just kill him, and my family will fend for themselves. And we'll see if that has repercussions.
Death Rose just called home and went like, hey guys, be on alert.
Just lock the doors, maybe.
Yeah. Just be careful.
Carry some extra knives, but you'll be fine.
Princess is okay because she hit quota last game, though.
Yes, Princess, it will be under watch.
Okay,
for
good.
quota.
Okay, good.
This is the first time Princess has ever not done something.
Yes, that is correct. Princess will be under watch for quota. Although, Princess, you know. Oh no, you chose to miss with your last one so that you didn't die. I was going to say you could have taken the dog tags in your last hit, but never mind, you chose to miss. And you probably don't remember the dog tags matter.
No, of course I don't.
You only remember the fighting part.
I died less than 24 hours ago, and I'm back at 1 health.
So you guys are brought back to the entrance of town. Nepo and Kitten are taken away. The bodies are taken out. And the camera does its traditional spin around you all, Avengers style, as you pose.
Reaper is bathed in blood.
Oh, yeah.
Bathed.
So is Death Rose. Mostly their own.
Same.
Death Rose covered in blood, Reaper covered in blood, Princess covered in blood, Fireball covered in ash, and Shiner covered in piss. As the camera swivels around, his shirt open, just
burned away from the
looking incredible.
Or just lays down on the ground.
I just have to say that Reaper goes to Shiner to like do their bro thing after the fight, and covered in blood and a complete mess of themselves just get close enough. It's like, ew, dude.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm the one that needs to shower, Reaper. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Like, this is sterile, but you're right. This is a step too far.
Exactly.
The announcer's voice rings out. And that's it for tonight's episode. We hope you enjoyed the carnage, and we can't wait to see you again next week. The camera feed cuts out, and a series of sponsor ads run as our hunters retire back to the green room. Is there anything
I have a question.
You want to say? Yes, go ahead.
Does Jim Beam and Fender update their ads in time for the
Oh yeah, for sure. They've got an intern who like just works manically during those 90 minutes trying to make an ad that runs perfectly after the episode.
Love.